Welcome back to Take Action News, everybody. David Shuster here, along with Daniel Mearns, our executive producer, Mitch Mulaski, vice president in charge of board operations. This is our first show in 2013. Thanks to everybody who's watching us live on weactradio.com and takeactionnews.com and listening to us over all of our radio stations. Remember, you can always subscribe in case you miss any part of the show at our YouTube channel, Take Action News TV. This past week was a remarkable one in terms of decorum between our politicians. First, here's Nancy Pelosi, the former Speaker of the House, introducing the current Speaker of the House, John Boehner.
A man of conviction and a public servant of resolve. Speaker Boehner is a leader who has earned the confidence of his conference and the respect of his colleagues on both sides of the aisle.
Respect of his colleagues, eh? On both sides of the aisle? Well, that's funny because that came just literally 48 hours after this CNN report about John Boehner and Harry Reid, the Senate Majority Leader, essentially running into each other in the White House lobby, with Boehner reacting to what Reid had said a few days earlier when he talked about John Boehner running a dictatorship in the House. Here's the CNN report.
Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid was sitting on a couch next to the Senate Republican leader, Mitch McConnell, and the House Speaker walked in and he said in a pretty angry way, he said to Reid, "Go blank yourself." And I'll just tell you that the blank starts with an F, Wolf.
Joining us, somebody who has a 13-year-old in their own family, Charles Showalter. He is the host of the Union Edge on Labor's Talk Radio. Charles, welcome to Take Action News.
It is always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So, Charles, what do you make of this, go blank yourself from John Boehner to Harry Reid? And, I mean, here they're in the White House, for God's sake.
David, this kind of behavior really just troubles me. I mean, we elect our political officials. We expect them to behave with a certain modicum of decency. We send them to Washington to work through, negotiate, represent everybody. And this kind of thing, wow, it floors me. I wouldn't let my 13-year-old do that.
Well, and how would you react if your 13-year-old then bragged about this sort of taunt to her classmates, which is essentially what John Boehner did? He went back to the Republican caucus and bragged to his fellow Republicans, "Hey, I just told off Harry Reid. I told him to go blank himself," using the F word.
I again, disappointed. We send our elected officials to D.C. to behave themselves and get the job done. They're not doing that. And unfortunately, without public outcry, without people picking up the phone and calling his office and saying that's not appropriate, I'm not sure that's going to change.
Yeah, I wonder if there's some sort of a macho thing that's going on in our culture, particularly maybe among Republicans who want to sort of seem tough. I want to play for you. Here's a clip of Representative Peter King. This is at one of the presidential debates this fall, in which a reporter went up to him, and remember, this was before the election. A reporter went up to Peter King and asked about the constitutionality of the kill list, that the president has an authority to essentially be given a list of people that our armed forces will go out and kill or assassinate. Here's the exchange between Peter King and the reporter.
I'm just talking to you.
I can't believe you're for real. I can't believe you're such a moron.
You're saying kill lists are okay.
Kill the enemy? Absolutely.
How do you know they're an enemy without a trial, without finding out they're guilty?
We do know. Our CIA does it. We do it because it's,
Alawaki, his 16-year-old son was murdered. He was an American citizen.
He should have been killed if his kid was with him. That's the breaks.
That's not just breaks. That's horrible.
You're a horrible moron.
I'm a horrible moron, yeah? I'm a horrible moron, according to Peter King.
Charles, is it ever a good idea for a lawmaker to call reporter names?
Probably not. It's like betting your bladder against the brewery, and that doesn't work so good sometimes. And again, it seems to me, I don't know, maybe I'm naive, but it seems to me that the vitriol has just really, really gone off the edge of the earth. Quite frankly, when we send people to D.C., they're supposed to be working for all the constituents. And this infighting, this back and forth, the vitriol, it's not helping us. It's not helping us at all. And it makes you wonder, how can they get the job done in passing when, if we have people cursing at each other in the White House, how do you then turn around and work with that individual to get the job done? I don't know.
Charles, you're a former member of the military. You served in the Iraq War. I know that, look, in military, you speak to a colleague or somebody like that, or certainly a commanding officer like that, and you're bounced. You're reprimanded pretty severely. Is this the sort of thing that, I mean, is not only sort of insulting to all of us as constituents, but insulting to so many other institutions where this sort of behavior just wouldn't be tolerated?
You're absolutely right. That type of behavior is not tolerated in the civil service. It's not tolerated in the military service. And unfortunately, I believe that some of our elected officials believe that they can do whatever they want, whenever they want, and they don't have to listen to the voting public. It's unfortunate. And David, we've talked about picking up the phone and calling our congressman. This may be one of those times, I think it is, to pick up the phone and say, hey, that's not appropriate. Let's get back to doing the people's work.
We're talking with Charles Showalter. He's the host of the Union Edge on the Working Family Radio Network, Labor's Talk Radio. Charles's program can be heard noon until 3, Monday through Friday on stations across the country. Charles, we like to talk to you about a lot of the union issues that are sort of out there and that are bubbling up. There was a labor issue involving port workers over the past couple of weeks that seems to have been resolved. What are some of the big labor issues that are out there right now?
Obviously, right to work in Michigan, that is a large issue. Labor is really not happy about that. They are working very diligently to not only deal with that, but also some of the gerrymandering that's gone on in Michigan. We were talking with Terry Hoogerhide, with Teamsters Local 406 in Grand Rapids. He is part of a community action team, nonprofit organizations, socially responsible organizations, unions, houses of worship, and they are getting ready to mount a massive voter registration drive this early in the game. Normally that type of thing doesn't happen, but they've got about 100,000 people that they need to get registered to vote that have been moved into different congressional districts because of gerrymandering. And I think they're gonna get a sizable portion of that population registered, educated on the issues, and make sure that they get out and vote.